Hey guys, how's it going? Thomas Brush here. I make indie games for a living. Today, we're going to have a really, really fun time. We're actually going to jump into... Hey guys, how's it going? Thomas Brush. Sorry, my audio screwed up. Today, we're going to jump into my game Father here, and we're going to use some principles that AAA games use. Games like Cyberpunk and Halo, and pretty much every AAA game out there. There is one primary trick I want to show you, but a couple other tricks on how to make a game that has thousands of game objects and make it run smoothly. And we can actually do that really fast. I actually sort of put together a process with your help. Actually, a couple days ago, you guys helped me out to speed up frame rate, basically double frame rate. So let's go ahead and jump into Unity and get started. By the way, guys, feel free to download my free 2D game kit below. It's totally free. It's my treat to you. I used this exact 2D game kit to make a game for PewDiePie in 14 days, and then I got to play it in front of his subscribers, which was really awesome. So download that. Use it however you want. It's my treat to you. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So if you're making a 3D game, you're probably going to run into what most AAA studios run into. Even if you're making a small indie game, you're gonna have a ton of objects, and these are all culled out. I mean, I've got a ton of objects. They're all culled out currently, and culled out means they're just basically removed from the renderer. So we've got a ton of objects. This is not one room mesh. This is little cubes creating this massive scene here. So it's a lot. There's a lot going on, and my computer is even struggling right now just to run it in scene view. So how do you deal with this? Well, what I thought you did, what I thought a lot of AAA studios did, is they would use LOD groups. So I added LOD groups to all of the various static game objects. That's definitely something you want to do. An LOD group is basically a level of detail component that basically slowly culls out something as it gets further and further from the screen. That's great, right? But there's a better way to do this, and one of you mentioned it in my previous live stream, and I ignored you, and I should not have ignored you because this is like basic knowledge for anybody who's making a first-person shooter game. So I apologize for most of you who know this trick, and if you do know this trick, I'm going to share another one with you that I learned yesterday. But this is occlusion culling, okay? Occlusion culling is super relevant for indie games, just as relevant for indie first-person shooters as you know, a AAA game. So for example, we've got Cyberpunk right here, and this is actually occlusion culling happening improperly. This is a glitch that I found on YouTube. You could see characters are culling out for no reason, right? Usually what happens with occlusion culling, what you're going to want to do, is the camera should render what's in front of it, but anything that's outside of the camera's view and even behind walls, it'll cull out the static meshes, okay? So you can see here, even if we look over here, you could see all of the city's static meshes are culled out, right? Now, again, this is a glitch, right? But the principles apply here, just the same for Cyberpunk and Halo, and Half-Life, and also my game Father here. So let's take a look at Father and how this is actually working. What I had to do, and this is so great, I love Unity. It's one of the easiest things you can do to optimize your game. And we're going to talk about a couple more ways to optimize your game. You're going to go to the Window, Rendering, Occlusion Culling tab. Okay, I've already got that open right here. And you're just going to bake your scene. All it means is you just like lighting, when you bake lighting, and we'll talk about that in a second. That's another way to optimize your game significantly. One of the things you do is you just click bake down here. My face is in the way, but you click bake, and it bakes the meshes and just tells Unity which meshes are going to slowly cull out as the camera is pointed in that direction, okay? So you just want to make sure that the cameras, I have two cameras actually, a weapon camera and also a regular camera. The regular camera is going to have culling enabled. So you can see here, occlusion culling is checked, okay? Once you click bake, you're pretty much good to go. Now you could change these settings here. I'm not really going to change these settings. So I'm going to click visualize here, and this is definitely going to slow things down for us, but I want to show you what's happening in the scene view, okay? So let's go ahead and hit play. And again, like I said, things are going to really slow down for us, but let's move our game view over here. All right. And you could see, now it's not perfect, but you can see what's happening. Anything that's within the camera's viewport, and that includes an algorithm that checks to see if the walls are in front of something. If a wall is in front of something, that is generally not going to be rendered. So you can see here, as we rotate our camera, things are slowly rendering into view. Now it's pretty scary, isn't it? It's like, whoa, there's so much going on. Is it going to break the game? And I've been playing around with this, and we really don't have any bugs that have occurred. The only major issue here is if there's a really small, tiny window, Unity will say, okay, I can't see through that window, so I'm not going to render anything. And you can definitely fix that with the parameters here, and I'm going to fix that up. But overall, it's pretty cool, huh? So it's just rendering what it needs to. So that's occlusion culling. Now, I know that most of you probably knew about this generally, but I wanted to share it with you because it ups your frame rate significantly. And again, that's because we're not rendering everything at the same time. There's no reason for Unity to do that. So this is particularly helpful. Let's turn off visualization because it looks like my scene is about to blow up. This is definitely helpful for interiors, okay? This is helpful for exteriors as well, but the problem with exteriors is you could see into the horizon. So occlusion culling is not going to be as effective as it is in an interior. So combining LOD groups with occlusion culling is the way to go, all right? So that is one way that we upped our frame rate. I think it went up by like 15 frames per second because it was like 20 yesterday. Or 2 days ago. Now, the next trick, it's not mind-blowing. I'm going to give you the biggest mind-blowing trick in just a couple minutes. But the next trick, obviously, is you want to bake your lights, okay? So the way you're going to bake your lights is you're going to have all of your lights. I mean, you can see here, if we go to our Light Explorer, we have so many lights. And this is the thing about making a 3D game that's just different than a 2D game. With 3D games, you just got a lot of stuff. There's just a ton of crap, and it's really overwhelming. So the Light Explorer is really helpful here. So if we sort by baked, you can see how many lights we have that are baked, okay? And what that means is they're ultimately going to be baked into the scene. Now, if you don't actually go through the baking process, which takes like 20 minutes, depending on your machine, you know, you're not going to, the baked lights aren't actually going to be baked. You've labeled them as baked, but you haven't actually baked the scene yet. You've got to turn on the oven before they actually work, right? So they're going to act as real-time lights before you bake. Now, we have a ton of baked lights. Like, this is crazy. We have so many baked lights. I mean, if we select them all here, just scroll on up here, it's so overwhelming, right? Yeah, look at this. We don't want Unity to render all this. This is ridiculous, right? Especially if you're porting to like Switch or mobile. So once you bake your lights, and baking is kind of a painful process. There's a lot of things that I'm not going to run through in today's stream, but I will say that setting the light map resolution to 1 or 2 texels, two texels really, can speed things up significantly, just so you can see it work, right? Once you know it's working properly, you set it to 10 texels and then you bake. Once that baking is done, it takes about 20 minutes, at least it did for me. Once that baking is done, all of these lights don't really matter, okay? Here's the problem, and this is a huge trick that you need to be considering. The problem with baked lighting is, let me show you. The problem with baked lighting, man, it's slow. Let's go to just game view here. Sorry, guys. The reason it's slow, I just want to let you know, is because Streamlabs, the software I'm using to stream, is just completely killing my max performance. I think I need to get a PC. I know. Most of you say that I need a PC anyway. So the problem with baked lighting is it looks great everywhere, right? That's kind of weird. I don't know why that's happening. It looks great everywhere, right? This is all baked lighting. That means it's just textured. It's painted to look like it's lit, but it's not actually being lit with real-time lights. The problem with it is, without probes, without light probes, and I'm going to turn those off really quick. Let's see if this actually fixes it. Okay, the light probes you can't just turn off. Okay, that makes sense. Without light probes, I was going to show you something, but they're actually baked in. Without light probes, all of your dynamic objects are going to be basically black. They're not going to be lit because your baked lights have been baked and then they're no longer relevant. So you want to make sure you're using light probes. Thanks to Brackies, I learned a lot about light probes yesterday. And you're going to want to use light probes. You do want to use reflection probes, but I think more importantly for this tip here, using light probes is where it's at. Now, light probes are a little strange, okay? Let me show you my light probes. Light probes are going to speed up performance because they're not actually real-time lights. It's a giant mesh, essentially, where every vertex is telling Unity what the lighting scenario is in that particular area based on the baked lighting information, okay? So you're not hogging up performance with real-time lights. You're actually just taking the information of the baked data and translating it into a 3D space. And these light probes tell the dynamic objects, those are objects that can't be baked, right? They can't have baked lighting. The light probes tell that object how it should be lit generally. So you can go into a dark area or a light area within the light probes and the dynamic object is going to be lit, right? So obviously the more vertexes you have or vertices you have, the more detailed that lighting is going to be, the more information there is. Now I know what you're thinking. Thomas, you had to set up all of these light probes. Let me show you. This is crazy. It's so slow. I mean, it's not even rendering. Hold on. There we go. So all of these light probes here, goodness gracious, dude, you had to set them all up? No. And this is, I'm so grateful for this. This actually isn't a Unity thing. I had to actually research this. If you Google automatically set up light probes or automatically generate light probes, you'll see a script pop up on Google. And that script, I just pasted it into my scene here. And what it does is it puts a little button right here. Generate light probes. Okay, you drag in the object that you want it to attach the component to, and then click generate probes, and all of these probes got generated that fast. Okay, so this is honestly my favorite tip of this live stream, and that is instead of drawing out all of your light probes through your scene, just generate them automatically, at least for now. You can go through optimization later when you're working on per platform, and if the lighting is kind of screwy, then maybe you want to do it manually. But this generally does the trick. Let me show you. So instead of this candle right here, instead of this being lit by real-time lights, this window right here, this is a baked light, okay? But the candle is lit. Pretty cool, huh? Now that's a directional light that's hitting it, so that's different. But like right here, this is all baked lighting. And so as I move into the shadows, look, it darkens. Well, this is not real-time lights. This is all static baked lighting. But the probes tell the dynamic object how it should be lit. So I can go through the whole mansion with this candle, and it's going to darken. Look at this. It's going to darken, and then it'll lighten when I go in here and go to this window. And sometimes you'll get weird behavior, right? It won't work perfectly, but that's okay. That's okay, because we're making a game for Nintendo Switch, maybe even mobile. So I'm not too worried about it being perfect. So those are basically two really helpful optimization tricks. I mean, they doubled my frame rate. And so you want to be considering these when you're working on your game. Like obviously first-person shooter games, whether it's AAA or indie, you want to make sure you're using occlusion culling, definitely LOD groups, and these are all things that happen fast. You just you click a button and then Unity will do it for you. And then use light probes once you bake your lights. Okay, so those are my tips, guys, and hopefully that was helpful to you. So let's jump into the next thing I wanted to do for the remainder of the live stream. We're going to work on Father. So we're just going to work on it live. And so grab a cup of coffee, just enjoy yourself, and let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing I wanted to do is actually zoom on in. And we want to make all of these objects here. I'm going to turn off the lights and the effects. We want to make all of these objects here breakable and also allow them to be picked up. So let's go ahead and do that here. Let me double check the stream here, make sure everybody's happy. Thomas, what are dynamic objects? Dynamic objects are objects that are going to be moved, right? There's a button up here that's static. So for example, if I set this object to static here, well, I wouldn't be able to move it once I hit play. It's stuck. And that means it can be baked. It can have baked lighting, right? Okay, so first thing first. Let's go to Breakable Box. Boy. We have one that we've already created, and we're going to take this. Yeah. Let's see here. We have one somewhere in our scene here. It's kind of a mess. Wooden crate. Oh boy. That's not good. All right, so let's start with this one here, okay? This is all just prefabs, right? So these prefabs, once I do one thing to this prefab and then hit apply, it's going to apply to everything. So let's go ahead and set this to a pushable object, okay? We're going to set it that it can be picked up. And by the way, these are scripts that I outsourced to be written by a buddy of mine named AJ. So he wrote out all of these scripts for this 3D game kit, and we're going to sell this 3D game kit on the asset store, so I'll let you know when it's out. But my 2D game kit is free right now, so if you guys click below, you can download my free 2D game kit. It's totally free. It's my treat to you. I used it to make a game for PewDiePie in just 14 days. All right, so we've got this pushable object. That's cool. It can be picked up as well. I want to set the rotation to 0, though, for now. And then if I hit apply all here, oh, it needs a rigid body as well. Good. All right, so we've got, it has a rigid body here. That should be good. So let's go ahead and hit apply all. What this means is that every single prefab here with these boxes are going to now have that script attached to them. So let's hit play and see if it works. That's the benefit of always using a prefab. My rule, guys, is if you're gonna I'm stuttering here. If you're going to use an object more than once, make it a prefab. So let's see if we can lift it up. Great. All right, so it's not centered properly. Let's see here. That's not good. Let's double check something here. If we can open it up here and double check. Let's see here, pivot. Ah, yes, okay. So I'm going to message our 3D modeler here in just a second and let him know that the pivot is in the incorrect spot. So his name is Felipe. By the way, the pivot for the boxes is not centered. Okay, so we need to get that fixed. So that is with Felipe now. The next thing I want to do is go to our little bins here, these wooden baskets. Same sort of mentality is what we want to do here is set these to pushable. Okay, it's a pushable object. It can be picked up. Pretty cool. Also, make sure we add a rigid body. Now, obviously, we could have this pushable object script automatically add that rigid body script, so I probably should do that. So that's good to go. The mass, we could probably do 3, whereas these boxes here, these boxes here, we can set them to like 5, right? So let's go to 5 here. Actually, let's jump inside of this one here, just double check, and then set this to 5. There we go. All right, good. So that works fine. Let's see here. The candles are good to go. Okay, anything else? Ooh, we could pick up this little thing here. This cool little sack. And by the way, these all of these models were created by Felipe. He did the whole set of models here. It's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and set up a rigid body on this. This is going to be pretty heavy. So how about 6? And then a pushable object script. Good. Can be picked up. Yes. Let's override. Hit apply all. Good. Now, should every object be able to be picked up? No. So let's see here. These, yes, most definitely. So we're going to add a pushable object. Oh yeah, one of you mentioned that this script looks really cool. It's awesome. It's so cool because it makes the game more of a sandbox game, and it's just you're just throwing on these scripts, and that's about it, right? Doesn't take that much time. Obviously, you write the script, and that takes a while. So AJ did that, and he's actually still working on a few of the finer details with this script, but he's gonna push that to the repo probably in a week. Okay, so that could be picked up. 2 is good. Let's go ahead and hit apply all. Now, this little stock thing, this rack, we can definitely make it a pushable object, but we don't want it to be picked up, right? I think that's a little too heavy. I'm going to have a script for our gravity gun. There's going to be a gravity gun because it's inspired by Half-Life. So I'll definitely have a script for gravity guns that can pick this up. But currently, we don't want to pick it up with our own hands. And it's gonna be pretty heavy, honestly. I think it's maybe like 6 or 7 maybe. Let's hit apply all. Good. Okay, so let's take a look and see, are there any other objects that we want to make sure we fix here? Let's see here. Good. All these other ones are able to be picked up properly, so that's good. Let's I think there was one more type of object he had made. Yes. This right here. So ooh, good. Okay, we've got a wooden bench here. That can definitely be pushed, but we don't want it to be able to be picked up. I think that would be kind of crazy. So let's set this to rigid body. And it's going to be pretty heavy. 7. Hit apply all. Good. And I love what Felipe's done here. Everything's separated, so it's very easy setting this all up. Sweet. Yeah, everything's getting updated properly. So again, guys, that's the benefit of working with prefabs. You definitely want to work with prefabs as much as possible. If you're ever using an object more than once, make it a prefab. That's the rule. All right, this table is going to be very, very heavy. Okay. Add that pushable object script. Can't be picked up. Awesome. Okay. Sorry, just checking on the chat, making sure everybody's good here. Alrighty. So let's keep on keeping on. I think the double check here. Ooh, what's that? Wooden bucket. I like that. Hey, by the way, we need to double check something here. Did we apply this? We did not. Apply? What about the benches? Double check the benches. We did, okay. So we're good there. All right, let's see here. We got a wooden bucket. So let's do a rigid body here. It's gonna be pretty light. I think 1 is fine. And a pushable object. Good. Can be picked up. Absolutely. Hit apply all. Okay, so I think that's everything, guys. Let's go ahead and hit play and test this out. Ready? Nick Dev Productions asked, Thomas, how's the performance from your previous stream? It's way better. And we talked about at the beginning of the stream how there's like a couple tricks that I've learned. Excuse me. So obviously that needs to be centered up properly. Let's take a look at this one here. Okay, that's not set up properly. I don't know why. This one, good, okay. What about this one? Ooh, very nice. Awesome. Okay, let's turn up our volume so you guys can hear it. Good. Okay. What about this guy here? Oh, very nice. Much heavier. This thing's awesome. Okay, so these can't be picked up for some reason, so we need to fix the barrels. Candles are good here. I need to put lights on those candles. This, we can shoot it, and it moves. For some reason, it's not collecting. Wonder why. Okay, the bullets are appearing on that, but they're not appearing on this, and I don't know why. Okay. All right, guys, so let's fix the barrels, and then let's go ahead and make everything breakable, all right? So the breakables, it's going to be pretty fun, actually, because there's sort of a set process that I've hopefully got saved somewhere in this project folder where we can just have little splinters of wood up here. So we'll see. Okay, so the barrels. For some reason, I don't think that should be a capsule collider. Yeah, that shouldn't be a capsule collider. It should just be a mesh collider. Or even a cube. I think we're going to do a cube. So let's remove that. Let's do a box collider. Good, okay. That's fine. The benefits of using URP, which is Universal Render Pipeline. The benefits of using URP is that our decals are printed onto the meshes, not onto the colliders. So it's really, really helpful. Okay. What am I doing here? And by the way, I am coughing a lot because I do have COVID. Just got my wife got it 2 days ago. And so it's just like, well, I've got a cough, I'm sneezing, I've got chills, I probably have COVID. But this is fun. So let's keep working. Rigid body. Good. Added. This is going to be pretty heavy, so how about 5? And pushable object. Nah, I don't need to take a test. There's no, it would make no sense why I suddenly am sick right after my wife got tested for COVID and it's positive. So we've all got COVID in this house, but we're okay. It's not a big deal. Can be picked up, yes. All right, now let's hit apply all. Very good, very good. All right, guys, double check here really fast. Are the boxes pick-upable, or the barrels? Yes, they are. Ooh, very nice. Okay, so next thing I want to do here is we want to make sure they're all tagged properly. I don't really... no. Let's do this. There is a break sound that is going to be occurring. Ah, yes, okay. Now we need to add a breakable script to this. Now, one of the problems we have is that old crate. There was an old crate that I had. Okay, let's go to the prefabs here. All the way down. Oh, gosh. It's somewhere in here. I had an old crate where everything was working. There it is. Is that it? Crap, that's not it. Where did it go? It's gone. My hard work is gone. I had a table that was breakable. Okay, whatever. Okay, so we have a plank here. Hopefully that'll do it. Do we have the wood plank? Why is it gone? Oh, gosh. Something got removed. All right, I'm going to show you guys a trick here. Okay? This is going to be fun. So if you ever have data that's lost and you're using GitHub, what we can do, this is my way of doing things. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to source tree. But I'm not going to show you guys because I don't want you to show my private stuff. So we need to go to source tree. And what we could do is actually go ahead and push all of our changes here. So I'm just going to commit. Made boxes and barrels pick-upable or pushable. Okay. anytime you lose information, just push all of your changes, but then you can go back in time and actually grab your old prefabs, cut into the project. So that's what we're going to try to do here. Okay. Piggy says I accidentally deleted an entire project in Git console. Yeah, wow. That's tough. So we're going to go ahead and push to source tree or to GitHub. We're using source tree. I don't know why I use source tree, but let's go ahead and push, and hopefully that'll move pretty quickly here. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask me while you're hanging out here. All right, so Felipe's gotten back to me, even though he's on break. Thanks, Felipe. He's gotten us our new wooden crate. So I'm going to go ahead and download that with the updated origin. So let's go ahead and hopefully, get that fixed up here. Hopefully this won't screw up our push. All right, so there's our mesh renderer. So it's right here. Ah, yes. Okay, reveal in Finder. Good. Okay, so he gave it to us in our downloads. Good. Wooden crate. Okay, so if I paste that, hopefully it'll replace it properly. And it pushes them a little bit. But, hopefully that doesn't screw up things too much. We can move that over. Good. All right, you guys want to test it out? Let's see. Okay, I can't pick that up for some reason. Why? Oh my goodness gracious. Still got an issue. So let's double check something here. Ooh, let's see here. Ah, yes, our box collider is screwy. So all you got to do here is just go to the box collider and zero up the position. Oh, it's still not working. Why is that? Let's remove the component and we're going to add it again. There it is. All right, very good. I want to double check Streamlabs, make sure everybody's okay. We've got internet issues. Stream is laggy. Sorry, guys. Are we good? Yeah, it's the I'm sorry, guys. Is the stream laggy? Sorry. Well, that's just the way it goes. Yeah, let's turn off the internet on my TV. Hopefully that'll speed things up for you guys. We good? It's a bit better? All right. Okay, so it looks like the boxes still have a strange origin. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see here. That's not right. Something's wrong here. Let's see if we can re-import it. There it is. Let's click on Global Center. Yeah, it's still screwy. No, that's right. Huh. Wow, that's kind of weird. But this one, okay, I think the origin's fixed. Let's hit play and double check. How's the lag, guys? Is it better? Still screwy. Gonna need to figure that out. Let's double check. Let's go to our downloads, go to our wooden crate, copy. Good, and let's go to our wooden crate here. Reveal in Finder. So that's a prefab. Okay, so we need to go to the actual object itself and maybe try and re-import it. Not quite sure what's going on here. Replace. Re-import. Well, I didn't seem to do it. Let's do it this way. So first off, let's check the pivot point. Yeah, it's still on the left side. Yeah. Let's bring this one in and double check. Still on the left side. Yeah. I'm letting Felipe know. That didn't seem to fix it. No worries, though. Enjoy your break. He shouldn't be working today. I'll fix it later. Okay, guys. So now that we've pushed to source tree, good. Okay, it's completed. So we can go to our file status here and just, stash all of those issues. Yeah. Okay. So now that that's pushed to source tree, what we can do is, remember we lost our breakable box. So we can actually go to all the way right here. Way back. Click OK, and this is going to take us to like 3 days ago. All right, so let's reload our scene. And I think, yeah, the scene has been saved and it was pushed, so we're good. So we can actually reload our scene here. Is it still laggy, guys? Well. All right, let's reload our scene. And this is going to be, basically a time capsule. So this is 3 days ago. So let's wait for everything to load up properly. So the game is blue. There it is. Okay, so these are the old boxes and old tables. Very good. Okay, so if I select all these, we can take a look and see what's going on. Ah, yes. Wooden crate, wooden table. Yes, barrel. All of this stuff. Okay, and then also, let's double check something. Inside of this barrel or this box, we have, and again, this is an old version because Felipe had, we have boards. So we need to take all of this. Boards. Well, that's not right either, though. We have boards broken. Ah, yes. Okay. Take the boards and the table and the wooden chair. No. Wooden crate and wooden table, not the dining table. We're going to reveal all these in Finder. Okay. There they are. I'm going to copy them. Those are all prefabs. So it's not that we're trying to get mesh information. We just want the prefab so that we can take all the properties from that prefab and drop it into the new mesh. So we're going to take all those and we're actually going to save them to our desktop here. I'm just going to call this old prefabs, and I can paste them in like this. Very good. There is a broken board. Yes. Mesh. There it is. I'm going to copy that as well. So this is the board we need. For some reason that was removed. So I'm going to take that, put it into our old prefabs. Okay, now that that's all sort of taken from our time capsule, placed onto our desktop, I can go back into source tree and go to the recent push from 10 minutes ago. So let's jump into that really quick. Okay, so it's going to reload everything. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take this. Yes. We're going to create a new folder called, actually, we're just going to drag in this folder here. Old prefabs. Go into our folder here, and we're going to paste that in. And everything should be proper. Yay. Okay, good, guys. Go to our wooden table here. Look at this. We've got these boards here. Perfect. So what these are breakable boards that will just appear and fall to the ground. All right? So first thing I want to do here, let's start with just our crate. Let's double check something here. I think our crate got, why is it swapped out? Is that the right crate? I'm not so sure if that's the right crate or not. I think it may have gotten swapped. No, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe not. Let's hit play. I may need to get an updated version from Felipe again. Okay, this is an old crate. Whatever. I'll just, I mean, it's better because it's oriented properly. So I don't know what happened. We have the old crate here, so I'll talk to Felipe and get an updated version from him. Well, there he goes. He just gave it to me. So let's Felipe, you're not supposed to be working. Okay, wooden crate centered. So I'm just gonna call this move to trash. Yeah, so I'm gonna call this wooden crate, and then it's just gonna replace. There we go. This wooden crate here. All right. So let's go ahead and update that really quick because Felipe is nice to us, and he's working even though he's on break. So what I can do is actually just take this crate here. It's a little bit of a weird process here, but and I'm gonna paste it and replace it. Oh no! What? So the crate's disappeared. Well, that's what happens. Let's double check. Wooden crate. Where are you, buddy? There you are. What? Okay, he's right there, but he's not being rendered. No, that's the son of a bee. Hold on. Maybe we zero it out. That fix it? So dumb. Oh no, that's not good. So we've got some issues, my friends. We've got some issues. Let's go back in time. Can we go back in time? We're gonna have to. So, because I don't want to deal with this. So let's quit. And thank goodness we can just stash all this crap here. Okay. We're almost there, guys. So we just need to fix this issue with our box. Stop it. Stash it. Why are you not stashing? Let's go back in time. I think this will do it. I want to get rid of these changes. We're going to have to figure this out. All right, so let's go double check our box. Let's fly through our scene, go to the beginning of the level. There it is. Hey, there they are. Okay, so, and are they updated properly? They are. Hey, okay, so for some reason, everything's correct. Let's fly to the beginning of the level. Game dev is basically advanced Minecraft. That's all it is. Well, let's see here. Is this updated properly? Let's take a look at the pivot. Ugh, it's not. Okay. So let's update it properly. Man. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna delete the mesh render. I'm gonna delete the mesh renderer on the child object. I'm gonna keep the child here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go to wooden crate. And what I want to do is go to wooden crate centered and figure out what's going on here. So we're gonna call this wooden crate centered like Felipe had done. Paste it in. Let it come in. There we go. Where is it? There it is. put it here and then zero it out and see what we get. Okay, that is working. So, what? Darn it. Yeah. Let's see here. I don't need that. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, man. Let me think here without talking, guys. Let's see here. Okay. So if I select this and set it to 0, nothing changes. Okay, so it should be zeroed out, so that's good. Now, if I go to the actual wooden crate, what I could do is I could take this wooden crate here and just bring in the new. There we go. And then go to Box Collider and remove it. Add Box Collider. There we go. And then also you just want to make sure the material is set properly. So that's going to be this one here. No, we can just delete this. Okay. So that was kind of a roundabout way. It wasn't the smartest way, but everything's centered up properly. Is Mr. Felipe in the chat? Hello, Felipe. I want to set you as a mod, but I can't. We'll do it another day. Alrighty. So let's double check and make sure we can pick up. Oh, yay, they're centered. Felipe, thank you very much for working today. You're not supposed to be working. But everything's centered up properly. Good, good, good. And the light probes are working properly. That's great. Okay, so now what we need to do is set up those breakables, right? So let's go to our breakable box, and this is in our temporary folder. Okay, so we have these old temporary folder prefabs here. Let's go to the wooden crate. I'm going to bring that in. This is the old one. And inside of it, we have boards, okay? So I'm going to take those boards, copy them, and I'm going to paste it in, okay? Zero it out. Okay, so this is what they look like, right? So why? Why are you not centered? Son of a... I don't know why it's not centered, but whatever. I don't really care. Okay, so we're going to bring them up like this. There we go. Okay, so those are the boards that will break and appear after you break the actual object. So it just, it doesn't instantiate anything. Okay, yeah, it doesn't instantiate anything. It just will appear those boards. So let's go to the old box here, and I'm going to copy this breakable object script and paste it. And so this breakable object script hopefully carries over some data. Okay, we have no particles. We're not going to worry about that. Activate object on death. Drag that here. There we go. Remove mesh on death. This one. So I'm just have all these fields here to customize how this thing actually breaks. Remove box collider. This one. Remove mesh collider. There's none. Box break sound. Good. We're going to set the health to like 25 actually. And that should be it. So let's double check, guys. See if this works. I'm going to deactivate that for now. Let's hit play. Okay, let's pick it up. Throw it. There we go. Yay! So good. All right, so the boxes are officially breakable. Isn't that cool, guys? It's that fast. And that's just the benefit of having a really robust script and prefabs. Whee! And you can even do that, or you could even use your gravity gun to break them. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's good to go. Let's go ahead and add it to our barrels. Okay, let's go to our barrels here. Same logic. Take the breakable object component, paste it into the wooden barrel. There we go. Which box collider? Hey, that one. Which mesh collider? Hey, or mesh renderer? That one. Hey. Activate object on death. We're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to set this. Oh, health's good at 25. And then right here, all we're going to do is just take these boards and position them. This is the cool thing about having them just inside the wooden barrel. Is you could sort of set it up the way you want it to look, right? I don't like how those are centered, but whatever. So that's not right? You don't want to do this. Let's go to perspective mode here, or isometric. So what you could do is just take the boards and just start positioning them over. This is one of the benefits of working with isometric mode. And then I could squash them even. This probably, Felipe, I know this probably drives you nuts, man. But this is what I'm going to do. Felipe knows I'm all about saving money, saving time. And so instead of having multiple board sizes, we're just going to squash. And put them right here. Good, good, good. Squash. And just slowly squash, 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 squash. That's fine. That's fine. And they blow out in such a fast way that you're not even going to know that it's the wrong shape and that none of them are really bent. I mean, some people will probably know that, hey, those boards aren't bent, but it's like what? It's an indie game. It's going to be fine. That's good. All right, guys, let's just move these over here. Better good. I have to pee, but we're not going to pee right now. We're in the middle of something very important. It's way more important than peeing. Awesome. Okay, so obviously you want to deactivate these mother effers. Go to wooden barrel and drag in activate objects, and let's go ahead and move the boards into the actual file already exists. What? Why can't I replace? Whatever. So this one here, we're going to delete. Stop it. This is board's old, I guess. I don't even know where it's used. Are those the right mesh? Or the right... Why are they shiny? That's a question for Felipe. Felipe, why are they shiny, buddy? What do I do here? Is it the smoothness? Yeah, whatever. Okay, let's disable those. And double check. Ready, guys? Here we go. Yay! Oh, yeah. See, I do much better with game dev when I'm sick with COVID. Look at this. I love it. Really fun. You know you're on the right track when you play your game more than you make it. And by the way, guys, the cool thing about these is they have a script on them called Destroy Me, and you could specify how long it takes to destroy. So in about 30 seconds, they're gonna get removed. And by the way, guys, those of you who are just joining us, remember you can download my free 2D game kit below. It's totally free, my treat to you. Use it however you want. Come on, delete. And oh, you can pick them up as well. That's really cool. There you go. So they just deleted. Obviously, we could change that variable, whether it's 30 seconds or maybe we'll do 2 hours. Who knows? It depends on the performance for the platform, right? So you always want to keep in mind, hey, am I going to make this game for Xbox or Nintendo Switch or both? And in my case, it's both. So basically, if you want it to perform on Nintendo Switch, it needs to be able to perform on a microwave as well. All right, so let's move on. Okay, wooden stool. Same thought process here, guys. Copy that breakable script. Paste it on this MFer. And it's going to remove the box collider. What? There we go. It's going to remove this mesh renderer. It's going to activate the boards, but we got to place those. So let's go to our box here. We're going to copy the boards. All right. No, COVID for me is not bad at all. I'll be honest, guys, it's what I expected. I know COVID's a bad thing, but I don't know. I just figured I would be. I know it's bad for a lot of people. A couple friends of mine got it really bad, but I know for the majority of people it's not horrible. So my wife got it pretty bad, but she's a trooper. She's fine. She's getting better. She's like 70% better. Okay, so obviously not as many boards here, guys. So what we're gonna do is we could probably just delete. Let's see here. There we go. Oh no, did I start a COVID conversation? No, we're good. Okay. I don't want to fight about COVID. The COVID experts have joined the chat. Let's see here. No, they haven't. I'm just kidding. So we're just going to do this. We're going to take this board here, this board here. And obviously, Felipe, I know Felipe's thinking, oh, Thomas, that mesh or that material isn't the same one. And we'll fix that in just a sec. Okay. It doesn't really matter to me if they're set up perfectly. They just blow out really quick anyway. And we can scale them all. So let's just scale them pretty small here. Good. Okie dokie. So those are good to go. Well, what I said earlier in the stream was my wife got COVID 2 days ago, and now I'm coughing and sneezing, and I've got chills. So I'm not going to take a test. I'm pretty sure. It's like 99% sure. Like, what are the chances I get the flu while she has COVID? So, okay, so that should be good to go. Let's make sure that that's set up properly. Wait, Thomas, hold your horses. Apply all. Let's double check something here. Yes, activate object, this one. There we go. So we should be good to go with the wooden stool, my friends. Boom. Well, that didn't work. I mean, I guess it did. Let's see. There he goes. That's fun. Isn't that fun just to blow things up? Okay, so that's not breakable. All right, we're getting close, guys. We're getting really, really close to having all these objects breakable. Hugo Games says, Thomas, why did the art style change? Because it looks way better. And because we're not competing now with a bunch of retro games. I don't want to compete with retro games. The problem with retro PS1 graphic games is they get a bad rap because they're just perceived as really short itch.io games. I get it. There's a lot of games out there that aren't. But for the most part, I didn't really want to deal with that. Also, I want to be able to sell to... The goal is, to be honest with you guys, the goal is to sell to one of the bigger platforms and get some sort of platform deal. So Epic Games, Sony, Microsoft, that kind of thing. So we're going for a more premium indie look. Sorry to ruin your expectations, and I appreciate that you did like the other look. I get that, but I like this one better. Box collider. So I'm just setting this up. Same thing here, guys. This is a breakable object. This one's going to have a little bit more health, so how about 50? The wooden stool is the... No, move over mesh renderer here. Good. And we're actually going to go inside of the box. Let's get out of isometric mode here. We're going to go to the box here and get those boards. When it comes to navigating my project, I actually navigate it mostly in the hierarchy here, even if I'm going to look for a prefab. Okay. Zero it out. Okay, so there are our boards. So what we're going to do with this is probably cut up a half of them. And what we could do is rotate it. -90, and then scale this mother effer pretty wide. There we go. And the question is, you go, hey Thomas, isn't this, this freedom to break things isn't going to be able to allow the player to cheat? And the answer is yes, absolutely. If they want to take this board and climb up something that they shouldn't climb up, by all means, have some fun. That works for me. I don't care. Okay. So there are the boards, and then we're going to create some feet. So we're just going to do some general boards here. There we go. Now, the benefit of doing it this way as opposed to instantiating, who knows the benefit? Let's see what you guys think here. Why would I do it this way as opposed to instantiating boards? What's your thought process? I want to hear what you guys think. It's a little quiz question. Why do I want to have them already inside of the object as opposed to instantiating? Spawning will hinder performance. That's right. So when you instantiate stuff, sure, it does save on like load time initially, but the problem is you get a huge performance hiccup, right? So when in doubt, you don't really need to instantiate. Now, I'll instantiate particle effects and stuff when I shoot a gun, but that's I feel like that's not as big a deal, but I could be wrong. But like instantiating a ton of them is not really what you want to do. Sorry, my dog's hanging out in the room, licking his butt. Did you have fun? Did you like that? Come here, bud. Come on. You say hi? There you are. Good boy. He had a steroid injection a week ago, and he's been crazy ever since. I don't know what is going on exactly. Okay. There's one. We'll move this one over here. I'm not going to worry about those feet. That's fine. Okay. So we'll disable this. And then go to our pushable object and then just drag, wait, where's the breakable object? Let's hit apply. There we go. Now jump inside the prefab and bring over the activate object on death. There we go. So the bench is done. Let's hit play. Thomas, can you explain what instantiating is? Instantiating is when you birth something out of nowhere, right? So one option would be Well, that didn't work. What? That's kind of weird. I don't know why that did that. They're gone. They just disappeared. Let's double check. Let's try again. Add an interactive doggo DLC. You want to know something? It's not going to be a DLC. It's going to be an NFT, and it's going to be $4,000. If you want to play with Jeb, you got to give me $4,000, and that's an NFT version of the game. You think I'm joking? What? Only one of them appeared. Let's double check something here. Son of a bee. Hold on, guys. Why? Huh. I don't know what those are. We're going to remove those. We don't need those. Oh my goodness. Wait a second. I think it's because they're inside of each other and it's just, they're just like exploding like the Big Bang. So I don't think we want that. Jeb, quit huffing and puffing, bro. You hot? You are huffing and puffing, my goodness. Do you need to go pee? Yeah, you need to pee. Hold on, guys. Okay. So I don't know why I missed all these, but I did. Let's disable that. Let's try this out now. Okay. Boards. Instantiate. Let's take a look now. Yeah, instantiating is when you birth something out of nowhere. Whereas, you know, right now what we're doing is we're just placing the objects before we hit play. But they're just disabled. Okay, let's try this. That's just so weird. Why? I don't even know what's going on. They're small. That one's pretty big. I have no idea, but we're going to keep moving. The old style's performance was slower. One of you asked me, Thomas, was the old game style performance better? No, because there was a lot more effects on the camera. I'm pretty sure. I can't really promise that because it's gone. By the way, I knew there would be some nostalgia about the old version. I get that, and I just sort of prepared for it. All right, mesh renderer, good. There we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and add some boards. So I don't know what happened with those boards, but I'm not going to copy those. Those are weird. We're going to paste in these here and zero it out. Is it a scaling issue? I have no idea why that was happening. Let's bring these up. Good. And we can probably just do this. No, don't do that, Thomas. Don't be an idiot. We'll rotate these here like that. Good. Scale it up pretty wide and just slowly start positioning. You just generally want it to be the right shape. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, obviously games like Half-Life, I don't even know if Half-Life is separate objects. I think it's like a box that's put together perfectly, but it's broken pieces, but it's like put together perfectly. So, but in this case, it's just these boards, you know, nothing crazy. Let's keep trying here. Yep, there we go. This one, we could probably just, yeah, we'll move it up and scale it. There we go. And then this one over here, boom, boom, boom. I know, it's not perfect. But that's fine with me. Nothing needs to be perfect in the indie game world. You know what really needs to be perfect, guys? Your gameplay. So don't focus too much on the visuals. Visuals don't make you a lot of money. It's ultimately gameplay. Now, I'm not saying everything's about money, but I am saying it's not, visuals aren't going to get you to, make $1 million off your game. It's going to be great gameplay. That's what I've learned, at least. If my games had better gameplay, I think they would have done a lot better. But they don't, and that's just what happened because I wasn't focusing enough on gameplay. Okay, so we're going to disable this, and then go to pushable object. Or, I'm sorry. Yep, wait. Hit apply. Okay, wooden tables are good. Now we can drag in the boards, and that'll activate the boards on death. You want to give it a shot, guys? So this is going to have a health of 100. This is a big boy. Pretty cool script, huh? All right, let's hit play. Yeah. So you get that first impression, but if you want something to go viral, you need streamers to love to enjoy playing it, and you need the press to love playing it. And they're just not if it's only pretty. Why, you mother effer? What's going on? What? That's so funny. Oh, that was awesome. I don't know why it's doing that. Son of a bee. Hold on. Let's figure out what's going on in this. I think I know what's going on. Yay. Okay. Revert all. And then revert all. I'm not sure why that happened, but that was my instinct. And that, I can't even explain it. So let's see if that fixed it. So the breakable script, what it's doing is it has simple health. Once the health gets lower than 0, it does a lot of things. If you put an activate object in that field, it will activate a certain object. If you put a mesh renderer in the field, it will disable that mesh renderer. So for example, it'll disable the mesh renderer of the table or the box. Why are we not just destroying the table? Because inside of it, there are objects we don't want to destroy, right? Okay, so let's test this. Good. Let's test this. Yay! So that didn't work. We need to revert that. That works. Good. Oh, it feels great to break things. Now, one of the games that I'm using as a reference point is actually Dusk. Dusk, the pickup system is super simplistic. So one of the things I was thinking about was like, oh man, I'm going to have all these sound effects for breakable objects. But in reality, and picking up objects, in reality, they're all using pretty much the same sound. Like for example, this right here, when I drop this, it's a very subtle like sound. But it's almost like styrofoam. But I'm okay with it. It's not like it's making a clanking sound or anything like that. It's just not something I'm going to worry about with an indie game because we got a lot of stuff to do. Good, yay. Sweet. Pretty cool, huh, guys? All right, that works. What about this boy? Okay, so that, for some reason... Oh, yeah, you can't pick that up. I love it. I would really like to be able to break these. And the candles, like, go flying. Let's see here. Is this all one mesh, Felipe? Felipe, I want you to get off your break, get off your butt, and make these all separate candles so that I can break them. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. That was super, super fun. The next thing on the list for today was... What was it? Let's double check something here. What was on my list, my friends? Does anybody... What does it say in the title of the video? There's a few more things. Adding titles. All right, let's do it. Let's go ahead and add a few more titles. So the titles, the way they work is if we hit play here, you'll notice that when I walk into this room here, it does a title. Educational reinforcement. Pretty cool. So we're going to go place a few of these in new locations. So I can't think of a better person to tell me what is in each location than the level designer. His name is Adam Smith. And Adam has done some level design work for me. Thank you, Adam. So we're going to open up Photoshop, open up his level design, and think about where we want to place some of these titles. All the titles are just trigger zones. That's all they are. Now, one of the benefits of working with a level design or a level designer is people like me who I'm so focused on mood, and I'm so focused on game feel, and I'm so focused on ambience and art style. It allows me to stay focused and stay on track. So I love working with Adam. He's been really, really helpful. All right, so let's zoom in here. And this area is educational reinforcement. This is the library. Okay, good. So let's go to the second floor. Good. Okay, so the second floor, there's our library. Library looks a little bit different. But there's a door. Let's see here. Why does this look so different? What? Why is it rotated? What? This isn't even done yet. Is it? Let's take a look. Felipe, are you still watching, bro? I'm trying to figure out what happened here. So this is our library. So this door doesn't go anywhere. Wait, what? So the level design is not finished. I'm unsure what's going on here. Closet acts as a recovery room. Yeah, so, okay. So my guess is that this area right here is something like the classrooms, right? So let's come up with a name here. So over here, this right here takes us to the classrooms. There's a lot of classrooms. There's some offices. So this is really where the cult trains the students. So this is there's a lecture hall here. So this is more of like study halls, or what would we call this? This is more of a, no, you know what this is? I think this is something like a study hall. I think it's probably what we want to call it. Yeah, what do you call this area? Let's come up with some names, guys. Let's come up with some names here. Maybe I guess study hall. Knowledge infestation, nice. Let's go to let's do study hall for now, and you guys can come up with some stuff, and then I'll read the chat in just a sec. So we've got this one here, and that goes to the library. So all I got to do is copy it and paste it. And then this one's going to take us to the, let's see here. Wait, what is that? Is that the library? Yeah. Okay. So this is going to take us to the study hall. So right here, all I got to do is rotate this trigger. This is a really tall trigger. Zero it out. Or 90. No. What am I doing here? 90. There we go. Actually, it's going to be negative 90. So what they have to do to get this to work is once they enter this trigger zone first, so they have to enter this trigger zone first right here. After they do that, the second trigger zone, which is right here, if they enter that, then it will play the title. That's basically it. Pretty cool, huh? So it allows for forcing directions. You don't want it to play when they touch it over here, right? If they're coming this way and they go that way, you don't want it to play again. You want to force this one over here to be hit first. And then when they hit this one, it'll play the title. So this one's going to be called Yeah, it's not really a common room because we're doing sleeping facilities in a new level. Oh, student union. I think study hall is what I want to do. We're going to do study hall. Okay. It's not really, it doesn't really have a purpose, but it's okay. So let's go ahead and check it out, see if it works. We're definitely going to have to run all the way over there. That's okay. I know how to get there fast. So this is the foyer. Wonderful. It's a little dark. The library of the Holy Mother. Good. So this is the library. And then this is going to be our study hall. So I just touched the trigger. Now I'm walking into the second one. There we go. Study hall. Good. So there's like little study rooms you can go in. There's also like a lab over here for labs and stuff to do testing on various fruits. Because there's fruits that you can collect that give you powerful powers like double jump and stuff and upgrade your weapons. Good. Okay. Awesome. So study hall is set up with the title. And it is now lunchtime. Thanks, guys, for watching. This was really, really fun. I will talk to you during the next live stream. You guys did a really good job today. Peace. I wanted to let you know that you could get a free 2D game kit below. Click enter your email, and I will, through the World Wide Web, send you free 2D game kit. I used this game kit to make a game for the World Wide Web's greatest star, PewDiePie.
What the hell?
Totally free. You can use it however you want. Commercial, personal, whichever you choose. What?